Okay, mic on, mic check, mic check, mic check. Should be good to go. Here, see the screen, all that. Welcome, Mr. Blue here, TradePhantoms.com. Good morning, Naz. Good morning, Donnie. Footnotes in the house. What's going on, Cop? Ramsdale, G Gash in the house. Alfredo, Bobby Malika, my guy. Trucker Ed, Firecracker Zay. I see you, Misty. Good morning. What's going on, Kim Sutton? Edith Buckets in the house. 8 more SD. Let's go, OG. All right, awesome. Welcome, Mr. Blue here on this Thursday. Going to be May 21st, 2026. I'm your guide, your host, Mr. Blue from TradePhantoms.com, and I'm going to start this off with some pre-market prep, right? We'll go to the charts, map out some levels in futures to prepare, and I'll go through a couple of tickers as well. We got NVIDIA earnings that just came out yesterday, or last night, if you will. We'll talk about that. I do have a sold iron fly on that. We've got a couple of positions as well on, mainly Tesla as well into that. So, which you mentioned on YouTube, I believe on Tuesday as well. But we got a lot of things to cover first and foremost, right? People kind of trickling in here. What's going on, Anchors? What's going on, Paul? We got TP, Tesla, Mark Wahlberg, yeah. What's going on, Samantha Gross? We got YT scrambling in here as well. Man, the team is teaming here at Phantoms here. All right, cool. So we got work to do, and let's kick this off here at forexfactory.com. Is there any planned economic news that's on the forefront today? Today being Thursday, May 21st, mainly focusing on the higher impact folders here, if you will. And we do have 9:45 a.m. Eastern, which is 15 minutes after the open. Usually we would have 10 a.m. Eastern, but today we have 9:45. We do have something hitting the tape. Flash manufacturing PMI, flash services PMI. It's not super high impactful. It's kind of medium, as that is an orange color code there in that regard. And of course, we have a lot of things in the backdrop that's probably, I would say, a bit more important than this, I'd say right now. Of course, NVIDIA earnings, etc. Got a couple of IPOs, etc. coming out. SpaceX, I'm sure. Y'all probably heard that, all that kind of good stuff. So, I don't know, is the market going to use that as a quick little hype machine to potentially go higher? We'll see. As always, we're going to trade the price action in the tape regardless. On that note, got the SPY here. SPY here. Good morning, type crow. Got the SPY here, ETF for the S&P 500. A weekly time frame here on the left, a daily time frame on the right. Of course, we're going to break this down and get to the charts, etc. in a moment. I bring this document up every single morning, no matter where I am. And what is this document? It's going to be of course, demand and supply, institutional demand and supply. IOF is going to be the main strategy of how we trade here at Phantoms, of course, just how markets work in general. Okay, you got to know that. Emphasis on the top-down multiple time frame analysis approach. So we got 3 major color codes that you will see on my charts: orange, yellow, and blue. I color code these 3 time frames, being monthly time frame is going to get the color code designation of orange. Anything you see in that color is going to be monthly time frame association, last month's high, last month's low, VWAP, etc. Yellow is going to get a color code for weekly, last week's high, last week's low, etc. Highlighted in yellow, as you can see there. Actually, one of the better trades today, or not today, this week. Was a swipe below last week's low, which we kind of mentioned there, and took a nice little G trap off of that as well in regard to futures. And other things here. I missed a couple of limit orders there on SPY because I wanted to get a little bit more deeper there. Kind of annoying. But yeah, very important to understand mapping out these monthly, weeklies, prior highs and lows. Daily, you're going to get a color code of blue. So, for example, yesterday's high, yesterday's low, highlighted there in blue off the open 9:30 a.m. Eastern. I'm going to anchor a anchored VWAP, okay, off the 9:30 open, and that color code will be blue to represent daily VWAP for that day, for today. Candlesticks, a bunch of fancy names. Hey, Mr. Blue, do you use wick to wick or body for IOF zones? Wick to wick, Lance. I say wick to wick, but if you refine in the refining process, you can refine down into the bodies, if that makes sense, Lance. We got candlesticks, a bunch of fancy names. However, context and location is going to be more important, preferably looking for these candlestick bullish prints in the context and structure of uptrends at location of demand. Everything said there is the same, just in reverse in regard to bearishness. Bearish candlestick prints, preferably context, location, preferably context and structure down, lower, low, high downtrend in the location of supply as you rally up, looking for these bearish candlestick prints. And of course, we break this down further. We have, of course, classes. Of course, today's, I'm going to be trading live. Doing a bit of market prep. Don't have enough time to explain everything here, but we break this down to what's called the liquidity map here. We break this down into 4 quadrants: 1, 2, 3, and 4. There's 2 actions, buys and sells in the market that creates demand and supply. But there's 4 possibilities. You have to know the difference. Buying to enter is an accumulation order. You're bullish, want the market to go up. Now, after you already bought to enter, you now are walking around as a market participant, as a willing seller to distribute. If you bought to enter, the market to go up, you sell to exit to realize your gain, to exit, distribute. If you bought to enter and the market to go down, say violating your demand zone or your trading edge to be in, well, you'd sell to exit, as your realized loss, as you should if you're getting violated. However, so that's buy to enter, accumulation, sell to exit, distribution. However, you can also sell short to enter, which is a bearish order. It's accumulation order. You want that market to go down. And if it does go down, you'd buy to cover, to exit, the opposite, to get out. And that's going to be a distribution order. If you sell short to enter and the markets rally up, and it's violating your supply level or your edge to be in or your thesis to be in, well, you have to buy to cover to exit, to realize your loss, which is still going to be a buy order, to cover, which is going to be a distribution order. So what makes more demand, right? Buy to enters, accumulation, and also buy to covers from covering shorts. What makes more supply? Well, sell to exits to distribute from longs, and also sell short to enter, which is more of a supply dump. On the market. We break that down into 4 quadrants as mentioned, and go here at TradePhantoms.com and register and start the workshop there to see if you would even qualify to even become a member here at Phantoms. Moving on here, we got the futures. Let's start there. Major 4 indexes. Let's start there. We get the S&P daily time frame. What's going on, Joseph V? Good morning to you. What's going on, Sammy Grace? S&P daily time frame futures, upper left, Nasdaq, upper right, Dow Jones, still stuck, man. Bottom left, Russell, 2000 on the bottom right. Mainly the S&P and the Nasdaq is essentially where the party is at. 2 major indexes here, and here's long story short, short story long. I just bring up this kind of plain chart here, if you will. Okay, old now flip. We've been rallying up. Okay, we had a pullback off this kind of 10% correction tag that we kind of planted Phantoms there. Missed another limit order up there for a little bit there. Kind of annoying. Missed limits here, missed limits there. Kind of annoying. It happens. What can you do? Got to move on. But key takeaway for right now on this kind of clean chart here, always referencing that 20 period moving average coming in here, creeping up 7326 daily time frame here. S&P futures, slightly down 0.41%. Yesterday was a decent little rally. A decent little rally. We did, of course, get long yesterday and had nice little trades for yesterday's session. We took out this prior yesterday. This was the prior day high. We took that out, and we even kind of tagged and snapped, just very briefly poked our head above this Monday's high. This is Monday, Tuesday, yesterday being Wednesday. Now today here is going to be Thursday, right? So we did pop a little bit above yesterday's. Yesterday we did pop above Monday's high. Just poking the tad a bit above there. This is where we had some targets up here. So we were talking about the daily highs, bought low. Okay, then we go to selling high yesterday. Now, we did close somewhat of a decent little green bar yesterday. This would be a lot better if it was a bit more closed a bit higher up here for a nice, clear, what's called positive COG. Red bar down into a level of demand in the context of an uptrend. Last week's low swiped, immense. Okay, G-trap. We literally have a session at Phantoms called G-traps where I focus literally about, context of an uptrend. Look at weekly, daily lows and IOF levels of demand below the Globex low. Yesterday, all that crossed, right? We had last week's low. We had an IOF level of demand below the weekly low, Globex low. Back, of course, in an uptrend. Okay, G trap 73.55. Okay, that was that trading set up there. Okay, that provided a nice little rally up. Okay, now today we have a decent little positive COG. Now we can lean against this green bar here. Okay, we can lean against this green bar. So even though we are down slightly, 0.45%. Okay, we're not taking, we would have to put a low. What I would suggest is put a low on the other chart in TradingView. You'll see there's a lot more markups and notes, but put a low or a line on yesterday's low, okay, because that is going to be the bullish bar that would need to be defended, okay, in order for this market to kind of hold, okay, and then potentially get into another rally potentially. If I do look up and left, okay, the only thing that we have in terms of a higher time frame is the all-time high here, which is essentially last week's high. Okay, we have a daily high right there as well, coming in at 7529. Okay, so there's going to be some smaller time frame supply levels above here. Okay, which I kind of mapped out a bit there. Okay, but just know that the monthly, weekly, dailies are going to be a lot more powerful. Okay, so in the event that we fill the space above here, potentially, the next daily high tag is going to be 7530. Okay, what's going on, Vault? Vault E, what's going on, Daz? Days. So Nasdaq, same thing here. Switching over. Speaking about that last week's low swipe right there. Actually had a limit order down here at the 29,660. Okay, kind of missed that by a couple of points there. Red bar down, red bar down, red bar down. Starting last Friday into Monday, Tuesday, yesterday being Wednesday. Nice little positive COG. Green bar, takeout, red bar. Okay, we're still above that short TP moving average. Okay, still holding above this belt hold bar on the May 8th candle there. Okay, so again, we're going to be leaning against. We could potentially lean against this bar here today. Okay, so just make sure you put in a daily low 28,789-ish, give or take 790-ish. The actual low itself, 28,796. Okay, so make sure you put that daily low there. And again, next thing up here is going to be on the higher time frames, daily high time frame tag 29,752. I'm not sure if we're going to do that today. Okay, but we can lean against this green bar. All right, I'm going to drop down to the smaller time frames now in a moment. Before I do that, just real quick, lay the land here real quick. You can see SPY's even nice little positive COG bar closed yesterday as well. We've got a monthly here on the left, weekly in the middle, daily on the right. Okay, monthly, weekly, daily, can't stress that enough, high time frames. However, we are going to drop down to a smaller time frame, correct? So also have a 60-minute time frame here, upper left, 30-minute time frame here, bottom left, intermediate time frame, just showing you all the lay of the land here. What's going on, Eric A. Chicago? We got a 5-minute time frame here in the middle, 2-minute time frame on the right. Okay, so high time frames, monthly, weekly, daily. Okay, 60-minute, 30-minute, intermediate, if you will. Got the 5 and the 2 small time frames, multiple time frame analysis. Going over into the S&P futures. I got this already kind of marked up here, if you will. Spoke a bit about it on the clean chart there. Just got a weekly time frame on, the left, emphasizing that last week's low tag right there. All right, we got swiped below that a couple days ago on Tuesday. All right, filled that 7355 limit order for AG trap and last week's low swipe. Okay, great. That's tagged now. That helped the market rally, of course, yesterday. Okay, popped up. Now, just getting to the point here. I'm going to switch this over into the daily here to the left now. All right, let's put that there, and put the 60-minute time frame here on the right. It's already 9:01 a.m. Eastern. Here's a 60-minute time frame. Okay, and one of the first things we do, I have to update this now. This is our Globex high. Okay, so the overnight high is up here now. Okay, represented by that kind of turquoise line there in that note. And this is the Globex low, the overnight session. Okay, a couple things here. Leaning against this green bar, we do have this monthly VWAP that we were talking about for a little while now, even though we kind of dropped down, kind of a couple days down. Okay, we're still in the context of an overall macro uptrend. Got this week's VWAP kind of hovering here too. Kind of slow start to the week, kind of grindy. Yesterday we did have a nice little pop up. Okay, we got this. Today's overnight VWAP is going to be right here. Okay, now looking for an IOF level of demand below the Globex low is going to be the key here. Okay, we're still in the context of an uptrend. So if we break this Globex low here, team, what I'm looking for is an IOF level of demand. Now, we already have a couple levels kind of marked out. 7355, that is a tag. Okay, had a note yesterday. It hit. It worked. Okay, it's also going to be another tag here. This would be at or around yesterday's low. So in the event that we do get a bit deeper down in here, call it 7350-ish. Okay, that could also be used as another little G-trap potentially here today. Now, in the event that we don't get down there, hypothetically, okay, we don't retest and go below this massive green bar yesterday's low, which might not be the case potentially today. If we look right below this Globex low, one of the things I'm looking at real quick is going to be this little wick right there. What's important about this wick right here is going to be, this is yesterday's low, okay, on the SPY, okay, regular trading hours low. Does that make sense, team? Okay, so this is yesterday's regular trading hours low. Okay, and this is going to be important in that we do swipe below that, okay, because if I look at the SPY, that's going to be right there. This is also going to be monthly VWAP here, okay, and kind of low range, at least for the week here. Okay, so that's something that we might not be swiping below the wide range bar on the S&P futures, which is ideally you would not want that to happen for the bulls to hold their bullish stance. Okay, but what's interesting about that wick down there below the Globex low is in the event that we get down there, okay, that would potentially swipe below the prior day low. Okay, so that's something that I have on the radar. Okay, potentially there for today. Now getting back into the S&P futures. Okay, that price point comes in on the S&P futures. Roughly speaking, here, what is it? Let's get exact. Let's get precise, baby. 7.3, 7.6, 7.5. A lot of sevens. Did I nail it? Nailed it. Okay, great. Don't need to make an adjustment there. Okay, so right below that, of course, we have the last week's low retest. Okay, we already swiped a bit below that. And of course, that did form a level of demand right there as well. Now, this is all tested over here to the left. Okay, we mentioned that. There goes the note right there, tag less strength. You can see that little note right there if you can see it. Hit work, tag less strength. Okay, great. So in the event that we do break that yesterday's low, I'm still going to be emphasizing this 73.62. All right, 73.64. Just rounding up to 73.65. Okay, these are all going to be used as potential G traps here today. Okay, so watch out right below this liquidity little swipe right here. This could be used as a G trap bullish. You can't see that font, so I'm going to blow that up a bit. Good job, Paul. Got some confluence with the 200 EMA on the 1 hour. My man, Paul. All right. Got monthly view up down here as well. And again, I don't need to put a price point on it. 73, kind of rounding up to 75-ish, give or take. Got a nice little G-trap here, potentiality as well. Okay. We had a volatile, somewhat volatile overnight session. You know, we had a nice little drop, right, and then got kind of rallied back up, made quick new overnight highs here. Then we had a nice little drop here. All right, so we got Iran chat. Okay, no peace deal. We got Nvidia earnings beat, right, pushing. So welcome to the stock market, right? Battle forces here. Okay, now above GlobeXI, we do have some supply up here, team. Okay, now real quick as a note here, on the SPX and the SPY. Okay, the only thing that we have, focus on the left chart here, in terms of higher time frame on the daily time frames, okay, are going to be on weeklies. Last week's high up here, and that's also a daily high. We have a daily high here, 74.55 handle here, right there. Okay, anything above there is all going to be inside what's called the gap abyss here. Okay, so this is all gap abyss. And what do we do with this gap abyss here? We have to focus on futures. Okay, so we have to look at futures levels of supply within this gap abyss here. Okay, to help guide. As this is a gap. Okay. Does that make sense, team? Okay, because of that gap. Okay, so referencing the S&P futures on the upside here. All right, above GlobeXI. Okay, now we do have what I know. Tyree, he's becoming a beast. He got 74.84 indeed. Okay, so we have these. So here's the nice little, the first initial kind of drop here. We kind of rallied base. We got a drop here. So I got something here, 7,500 even number. Okay, then we dropped, kind of rallied here. Okay, then we had another drop. Now this is kind of already tested here, team. Okay, and even overnight, we kind of came back up here as well and tested that. Okay, so I like how Tyree has at least up here the 74.84 handle. Okay, and that's just a bit more fresher. Okay, than say the one that is right here. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, so there's something here. This could be used as an aggressive G-trap short, potentially. So right here, and I had this kind of mapped out too as well. Good job, Tyree. He's becoming a beast. All right, now why would this be an aggressive short, team? If it's an aggressive, it's because we're still shorting and we are in a context of a bull market. Okay, so it's going to be short / bearish. Okay, but we're going to be still in a macro uptrend. Okay, and yesterday's close was a decent little positive COG on the daily time frame. Okay, so just be cautious with this. All right, so if long TP up here first and foremost, and yes, we could potentially look to tag some aggressive G-trap shorts up here. Okay, next level up here, roughly speaking, give or take, what, 7,500.01, not bad. All right, and these are kind of two levels here. All right, now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to the I'm not going to go to the Nasdaq. Usually I'd go right to the Nasdaq here, team. Okay, but what I'm going to do just while we're fresh on the S&P futures, okay, I'm going to do a little audible here this morning, and I'm going to go over into the SPX market maker GAM exposure now. Okay, so that said, okay, we're down slightly. 0.36%, right? So if I take that and I draw the parallels to the SPX, this is the cash index, okay? cash index of the S&P 500. And so if we're gapping down slightly here, 0.36%. Okay, why is that important? Well, I'm going to get the implied open, roughly speaking, 7405. Well, why is that important? I'm going to go over to the options depth here. This is a tool here that we use. We're not affiliated. Phantoms are not affiliated with options depth. This is just a really good tool that I use. I trust them. They're really good. Guys are putting together some good stuff here. Over here, not affiliated with them at all, but the skinny on this is letting us know as traders where the market maker gamma risk and exposure is, okay, for SPX market makers. So it's a pretty heavy topic. Okay, if you're new to the channel here, we do have classes on this. Okay, it's definitely a heavy topic. Positive gamma is green and blue nodes on the heat map, which you'll see. Negative gamma is going to be red and yellow nodes on the heat map, as you will see. Positive gamma is stable. If we have positive gamma above and positive gamma below, that's going to provide demand and supply above and below. If we have negative gamma and negative gamma above and negative gamma below, that could be the opposite, in that price action could really move, okay, in very quickly as an accelerant in that same direction as market makers would buy into highs and sell into lows. That's negative gamma. Positive gamma is going to be as we're making new highs, market makers are selling into those new highs. Anyways, definitely a heavy topic there. You got to know options as well. This is very simply put, vertical axis here, calls in green, puts in red. To the right of this axis is bought options. Bought options to the right are going to be green and blue nodes over here to the heat map to the left. To the left is sold options. This is going to be red and yellows on the heat map here. Zoning in closer to where we're going to be opening up roughly today, this morning, 74.05. I'm going to zoom in a bit here. So here's 7405. All right, so I'll kind of come up here. I'll kind of include 7500, but I do want to get a bit more of a better zoom. I also want to include this outlier bought put leg here from the market maker's exposure here. Okay, so 7405, roughly speaking, is right here where we're going to be opening, give or take. Okay, we're going to be opening in 20 minutes. That could change a bit, but that's okay. What is gamma? Woo! What is gamma? Gamma is a second order Greek it's the rate of change of delta. It's the rate of change of delta. And gamma pushes delta and options prices very fast. So as market makers are making a market in the SPX, they have to control their gamma exposure, because the options that they have on their book could potentially get destroyed, okay, when markets move significantly. Okay, it's a heavy topic. Okay, but yeah, it's a pretty heavy topic. But getting to the point here, we got 20 minutes before open less now. Below price, one of the things here to note is we do have a positive gamma node here at 7400. Okay, so we're opening up at around 7405 or 7400, give or take. Okay, we do have positive gamma right below us. See this green, green and blue shade down here, and this outlier here. Okay, even below there as well, we also have a 7390 positive gamma node as well. Okay, so there's going to be some demand. Okay, also some support in regard to gamma below us. Now, also, if we look above, okay, we also have a 7425 kind of positive gamma. Okay, so the skinny today is going to be this 7425 up into this 7445 is going to be a positive gamma. If we get above this positive gamma above, which might not be easy, okay, there's negative gamma above us here. Okay, so I already have a line on the SPX at 7,400. Okay, so what I'm going to add here is just another green line right below the 7,400, and I'm going to put it at 7390. Why? Because that's the next positive gamma node right below 7,400. Okay, so of course there's 7,400. Focusing on the daily to the right. All right, there's 7,400, 7,390. I'm sorry. There's 7,400. There's 7,390 right here. All right, so that's another positive gamma node. As you notice, I'm putting it in a green box there, as this will be market maker gamma exposure here. It's also going to be confluenced with this week's VWAP as well. Okay, remember yesterday's low, emphasizing that as well. That 73 kind of 50, call it 55 handle. Let me see, is there some gamma there? It's actually negative gamma. So if we get down there, that'll be interesting. I put that sub, but I don't worry about that, at least for right now. All right, now this level here, 73.90, could potentially be used as a shelf from yesterday's nice wide range bar here. Okay, so it's going to be interesting. So this was about what, roughly speaking, yesterday at call it 10:24 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I want to draw the parallels to the S&P futures, exactly what that price would be. All right, and that would be basically at or around the actual Globex low itself. All right, in other words, it's basically the Globex low itself. All right, so I don't know, this gamma down here could provide just one of these days where we have just a quick little swipe below the Globex low. Okay, why am I even saying that? Because we do have, this is going to be equal to the positive gamma at SPX 7390. All right, if you're really new to the channel and not a member, you're probably like, what the fuck is he saying? But this is where you go to find out. All right, we got people in here trading up. All right, and for what it's worth, we do have a little bit of a formation there. I mean, that wick is kind of wild there because yesterday we had a flush yesterday, kind of like a quick little dink. People are like, oh, no, it's not working. And then we rally back up the longs, right? So, okay, mark that up. We got SPX, all right, above price. I want to make that emphasis. I got to start this 7425 up to 7445 handle. SPX. This is important today. Tesla pre-market quote 7423. Even on YouTube, hopefully even on YouTube, you take the Tesla play at 395. Uh, 25 to 45. Get it together, Blue. Let's go. Hurry up. We got shit to do. So this 25 handle is going to be annoying up to the 45. All right, good enough, man. So there's a block of positive gamma here, team. Right here. So we got to be cautious with this. All right, so this is taking time, but the way that the gamma outlay is today, it's important. All right, above this, there's negative gamma. And SPX loves the 75s, the 50s, the quarters, essentially. So if this is a 75-50 reclaim potentially today, if that happens, you know, we'll see. All right. I got to move on here now. All right, Nasdaq futures real quick. I got to just do this quicker. All right, daily time frame. Last week's low swipe, great. Spoke about that. Oh, missed that 28,660 a couple days ago by a couple of points there. Whatever. We had a nice little green bar yesterday. Already kind of overnight high, overnight low swiped. Okay, great. Getting to the point here. 1 hour time frame, just drilling down. All right, looking for an IOF level of demand here. Here's Globex low. All right, here's Globex high. below Globex low. I mean, we do have this. We had this impulse, basing impulse yesterday. A member was asking about this demand level pre-market, and I was like, yeah, man, it was good. I mean, it's a little bit harder to trade inside of the Globex range, but there's demand there nonetheless. Markets dropped down. Okay, we were long S&Ps, etc. And some folks got some Nasdaq, great. So that level already got tagged. But today, that equivalent level of regular trading hours low is going to be here in the Nasdaq. Okay, so this price comes in at roughly what? 29K 8. Essentially. And this is going to be the yesterday's, right? Regular trading hours low. Could be that sweat. Okay, so this could be used as a G trap here potentially today. Right below there. All right, monthly VWAP here. And we also have this demand level down in here. All right. Basically 28,908. To keep it, just round that up to 908 to keep it simple. All right, G-trap bullish. And, rush offer will swipe below a new low, but it could also be right below that 2,800 handle there. It could also have a potential G-trap there. Above price, here's the Globex high. Look up and left. Okay, we have this high. I don't think this is a daily high here. How long have you been day trading? I've been doing it for I've been trading and investing for 16 years. Z plays 16 years, and I love it more now than ever. Every year that goes by, I love it even more. This is not okay. We already got above the daily high there yesterday. That was yesterday's kind of target here, if you will. So this is not even so you can see next daily high is all the way up here, but there's going to be a little supply level right up here, team. Y'all see this? I'm sure Tyree got this too. TNT Dynamite. And then other than that, we got another supply zone up here, which is going to be the daily high. I think we had last week's high, all-time high there. All right, interesting. So, we got a nice little push yesterday for a green bar close there. Great, but we need to really we're robbing back here, but we really need to get back, clear this area here to potentially make an all-time high. So we're opening up on a pullback, which is good, just fairly good for bulls. Again, leaning into this bar. Today will be interesting, team. Today will be interesting. All right, got to move on here. VIX. Next is VIX. We got 8 minutes before open. So G-trap is a trap trade where we break Globex low, and people who are chasing price lower to get short at a level of demand in the context of an uptrend. So we have what's called a trap below the Globex low or above the Globex high. Trapping breakout trades. Join Phantoms. There's a Forex class, there's a futures class on that. We will discuss that. All right. I got to move on. I already been way more detailed than what I usually would be anyways there. Setting this up. Going to be an interesting day here today. I'm going to go to the VIX just real quick. We got VIX, a lot more to this, but we got VIX. What you need to understand is VIX down, market up, VIX up, market down. That's the most simplest way I can put it. 7 minutes before this bell is about to ring here. And just mapping out the overnight high, overnight low in the S&P, Nasdaq, futures. We're going to do the same thing in VIX. Here's the overnight high. Here's the overnight low. Okay, kind of just put in ellipse where I last saw it here to keep track of this. And the skinny here is mentioned, right? We have, we spiked up on VIX. I mean, we're up 1.55%. Okay, markets are slightly gapping down. We're up 1.5%. We did have a spike. Okay, 6 a.m. Eastern. We kind of faded that a little bit here, but if this continues to break above its overnight high potentially and give us a nice little trend up, that could be more bearish for the market. Okay, so VIX up, market down. However, if this spike here, okay, gets faded and VIX could potentially just kind of trickles back down or kind of trends back down here, okay, that could be more bullish, okay, for the market. Okay, so one of the main things that we look at to help give edge in our favor, not only for day trading, but for also swing trading as well. Spoke a little bit already about the SPX / the SPY here. And so, yeah, so the yesterday's close, by the book in terms of tape and price action. Okay, this is a red bar down, small body kind of doji bar, and then yesterday we had a bit of a slight pro gap up, right, very small, and then we had a nice little green bar close, which closed prior above this prior day high, which is red bar here. So this was called a positive COG. Okay, so we can, again, like I've mentioned, we can lean against this bar. Okay, now we do have a slight gap down. It's an inside gap, so we're gapping down halfway through yesterday's bullish move. Okay, could this fail? Yes. Okay, but we have things to get through down here. Okay, for that to be the case. So we'll see. Okay, we'll see. This is a bit of a green bar close gap down. Okay, it's an inside gap, a little bit of a pain gap for bulls, but nothing too crazy there. All right, QQQ is very similar. All right, weekly on the left, of course, you can see that last week's low swipe, Butte. Shout out to Pinsky, just following the plan there, trusting the system. Last week's low, I think he took a swing trade from Qs here to here. Beautiful trade off that G-trap too. Nasdaq and S&Ps, great. Last week's low, baby. Right. So far on the week, we got a hammer here yesterday because the market's kind of rallied up, and we have a gap down. So we're going to give back this hammer a little bit on the weekly. Okay. So we'll see. Again, using yesterday's low as an example, just watch out for this swipe below yesterday's low in the event that it happens. Okay, we do have an unfilled gap now from yesterday on QQQs right below here, team. Okay, and what do we got right there? A little sneaky guy. Okay, monthly VWAP still trickling to the upside there. Okay, so even though we're gapping down, we can kind of swipe below. We're not closed yet. Price action setting up pretty decent for kind of exciting day today. We'll see if that is going to be the case. All right, just keep in note or in mind that this is going to be an unfilled gap. Could be yesterday's little swipe filled that gap at or around monthly VWAP there, confluence for a potential tag. Okay, there's going to be a ton of probably G traps down there too. The whole thesis of the Nasdaq futures G trap, would be below that daily low, which is yesterday. Okay, and we got that unfilled gap as I mentioned. Okay, so let's probably line up with the potential S&P gamma down here. All right, get through as many tickers as I can in the next 4 minutes. On Mag 7, the options are going to be most liquid here on these. A ton of stocks, but these are going to be the most liquid in terms of options. Best for day trading. Apple, relative strength. Slight gap down, kind of basing, which is okay. If this is, if this intraday tape pans out to be bullish, I have no problem getting bullish. This is not one to be shorting, I would suggest. Amazon could be potentially on that. Well, it was looking a bit better. Yesterday had a decent little positive CFG close. We still, we're at weekly levels here. We had a nice little retest here. We still have not cleared this kind of bit of a correctional move here. So, Amazon would have to clear and gap up here. I thought this morning we were going to get a clear gap up here, but we don't. So, have to be a bit cautious with that. I'm gonna go straight to Tesla. Here's why. We got some trades on Tesla. Okay. And so this is going to be a main focus. So even on YouTube, I think on Tuesday, I think we even mentioned this, as a team. Okay, so I don't know if y'all took this, but we were talking about how we had this 395 impulse basing impulse demand on a smaller time frame as well, intermediate, I should say. That was a daily previous. Then we have this impulse basing impulse right here on a 60 inside of the impulse basing impulse level of demand here. Okay, that was the 395 handle. So we legged into this. Okay, we grabbed some 415 strike calls. Okay. For Friday's expiration. Okay. And I gave that to you folks in here on YouTube and the team. I think I owed y'all a YouTube trade, if you remember, right, on Tesla. Okay. These closed yesterday at $7. Okay. He's going to be gapping up even further here potentially today. Okay. As the pre-market quote on Tesla is going to be 421. Okay. Yesterday as well, we were adding into another strike price, okay, for a swing yesterday for the team. If you're a Phantom member, we added to we got the 420 strike calls for Friday's expiration. Okay, we literally added yesterday on the lows on day yesterday. Okay, we're not saying this to be cool here, okay, but I'm saying this because now we have a gap up into this level here, okay. So I want to see if we could potentially get to. Yeah, Globex is, Alan. Globex is the overnight session outside of regular trading hours. Yeah, so the overnight. You got it. So you're gapping up here. I want to see, right? So I just mapped out a couple of supply levels above, just on the intermediate. On the daily on the left, we only have one daily high tag here. We're already gapping up and clearing above that. Okay, we've got to retest daily low here on the other side right there with a gap fill there. If we can try to shoot up to 425, there's another little supply level right there where I'll take some profit. And then the 428, I want to see if we can potentially get up there. The next daily high is 434. Okay, so Tesla's definitely on the radar here. You could off the open potentially take some profit in about 9 seconds with this open here. Okay, on these these gap ups. Okay, Microsoft as well has a breakaway gap to the upside. That's going to be on the radar as well. But there goes the bell. All right, just while I'm here, let me just pull a VWAP here on day. All right, I also prepared on Tesla. These are the 415s yesterday. All right. And these are the 420s from yesterday as well. Microsoft wide range bar. All right, so if you bought these, I'm going to take some profit. I'm going to take some profit on some of these here. Broadcom wide range bar. Microsoft setting up. Oh no, not mouse. Microsoft. All right, I'm going to take some profit on some Tesla here. Damn, nice. 420 first. I'm going to take 420s off first here. $35 cons at 320 fill. 720 exit. 750 exit. Take some off. Take 5 off. All right, could take some profit. All right. And what I'm going to do, 432. This is the 432 half for Friday's expiration. We don't have the greatest setup off open here. Clearing that. NVIDIA. All right, I'm going to lock in some day trade here. I'm going to lock in the 432 half. All right, this is going to be a Tesla ad today. Okay, we can push back down in here. Okay, maybe like a 220. So I'm going to put a limit order in here too as well. I'll put some limit orders in here. All right, so this is a 432 long strike call. Okay, for Tesla for day trade here today. All right. All right. Let me see. IBM in play potentially. Whoops. All right. Tesla long call. NVIDIA looking good. All right, I'm going to TP some of these here on the video. All right. TP some Tesla. All right, those 420s from yesterday, we're pitting 425. All right, so if you bought these yesterday for about $3, they're going for 9. All right, I'm going to take some more profit on these. Okay. All right, TP, some Tesla. Anybody grab NVIDIA AVGO? From 320 to $9. 30 contracts left. I'll take 5. All right. All right, the day trade here for Tessie. All right, you can see the 35, the 395. He's a printing 13s team. Okay, from $2 to 13. Okay. All right, so TP. Some of these as well. I'm going to hit that now. And then we got the even the day trade here for today, okay? All right, so TP some Tesla. Good job, Jay Boone. I just got so much size in Tesla right now. I got to dump that. I kind of don't even care about it right now. Good job on NVIDIA, AVGO. Good job, team. Good job, good job, good job. Fucking Tesla ripper. Let's go. All right. All right, I'm with y'all now. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Fucking Tesla ripper, man. Let's go. All right. Well, good morning on the Good Morning Star yesterday. We got a little crazy yesterday. Tesla just fucking paid. So we got front side, we got back side. We were talking about this yesterday in the trade room here. Tesla new high, baby. Gotta take some more, baby. TP. Let's go. Gotta unload more of the day trade. Morning Star. Boom, boom. I gotta hit Tesla here. TP Tesla. 420. That's the magic number. Elon. Hit it. Already got it open. Hit it. Hit it. Hit it. Apple. All right, good job, team. IBM on the deck here. Y'all already probably crushed this. Coming up to some daily levels there. Let's see. Make sure you hit Tesla because we're at some kind of a little intermediate supply level there. Okay, team. And this week's last week's VWAP looks like, right? All right, so there's some, make sure you choose TP. I just hit some more there, okay? Especially the day trade. All right. Let's see. Apple relative strength. AVGO, NVIDIA had a nice wide range bar off, not wide range bar, but hammer. AVGO had wide range bar. Apple, easy kind of, relative strength bullish play. Almost just want to get that Amazon bearishness here. Still inside yesterday's bar, however. This is setting up. Amazon has been this does just give kind of a little bit of a negative COG here. All right, make sure you unload some Tesla. You just see me unload some fucking size. From demand to supply. Impulse basing, impulse demand. Okay, drop base, drop here, supply. Ding, buy low, so high. Let's go. Anyways, moving on. Amazon. Apple long call bid. Microsoft failed there. Gap up failure. AVGO new high. Apple new high. What? What's happening here? Blessing. Dumpski. Locked in on that, man. Made sure I executed dump size that I needed to do that. It took a moment from you folks, but I needed to do that personally. I don't feel bad. Everything that I just did there, I gave the trade to everybody. Sometimes I take trades that I don't, on a Monday that I'm not with anybody. I don't like to talk. Oh, look at me! I took this trade, and you guys are already ha ha ha. So it's good that those are the trades that that we all shared. Anyways, man, Meta, it's hard to do something in Meta. Indexes are choppy right now. I can't do shit with Meta here. This is like the third inside week, man. It's just fuck this shit. Location mid, not aligned. It's just blah, blasey. NVIDIA. Everybody caught this, the 2-minute bar, absolutely in the middle. I ended up doing actually, I didn't even focus on. I got a NVIDIA Iron Fly on. I just deployed the one that I got so lazy yesterday that I just wanted to hit the gym. I sold these for $9.30, and it's going very well right now. Decent. I should actually. I'm a third up on this. I got to take some profit on this Iron Fly. And I can't fuck this up. Hold on. I need a couple more minutes of your time because I got to make sure I'm clicking on the right. Indexes are fucking trash at the moment. I'm going to get to those in a moment. I got to refresh SPX Gamma. All right, I'm going to take some. So I sold this Iron Fly. I hate doing market on these. Ugh. fuck it, not going to be a couple points here. But I'm taking a dollar loss. I bought some deep out of the money calls at 750 for like 90 something cents. Nothing crazy there, but I just locked in some of this spread. All right. Okay. So caught me on like a kind of a intense day. All right. I feel better about that now. Took a third size off at basically 33% of credit received. Yeah. If you don't know what the fuck is going on, well, become a fucking professional trader, click register, and we take classes. All right, take some fucking classes. This is not class time. This is fucking ding 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 bell open. So if you don't know what's going on, take some fucking classes and learn. I don't know what else to say. I guess spies. Let's go. We got Tesla might be giving us a oh man, indexes are just blasé right now. Be patient though. Forming a base, not going down no more for now at least. It's Nasdaq future, so can we get above daily VWAP? That'd be better. We're above fade. We're above last week's. We're above this week's VWAP. Above monthly. We need the bulls to kind of pop this thing here. PMI news over. Good idea to take the effing class. My man, Michael Hanton, the Godfather, man. Oh, AVGO. Anybody take AVGO? I was so focused on Tesla. Wide range bar off open. 1, 2, 3, go. AMD still inside bar. That was a nice little move there. AVGO kind of choppy. All right, SPX at 7,400. Interesting. Michael Hinton, the Godfather. Nobody fucks with the Godfather. Tesla below its opening bar print. Low. Hopefully y'all dump skied there. Give us a chance to maybe look at a potential re-entry. Just gap down in the middle of yesterday's range so far. Range for the week as well. So far, can't claim daily VWAP. MU, check that out. And so if you ripped Tesla, you should be sitting pretty right now and saying, okay, market, I don't need you. I'm not going to attack unless you show me something juicy and good. MU, ooh, this is decent here. It's trying here. It just spiked right here above this red wide range bar, red bar there. Apple still holding the bid. MU on deck. It's still still inside of this, but we are getting a bit of a slight pullback here into VWAP. All right, Apple is arguably MU and Apple, I'd say, one of the better ones for bullish. Tesla, steeper pullback here. I'm gonna get into that or look at that real quick. You gotta almost get Apple bullish just for a bullish long proxy. I just typed in long there. Apple long call. You just get a bullish proxy, right? So if indexes to just take a spike above its VWAP, Apple should residually pop. Looks like they cooked in a spread here. Well, that was there, right? I think. TP IBM. Listen to the team, man. We got pro traders here at Phantoms. Members. I've been here for years. Savages. You monsters, beasts. Savagery. Just grab some Apple, man. Fuck it. Do 302s for $1.72. Okay, I'll take it. VIX doing absolutely nothing. All right, locked in a little Apple here, nothing crazy. It's kind of a little annoying with the wicks on the small time frames there, so we would need a pop. All right, 302 half. I gotta look at Tesla too. So Apple. Amazon still within its wide range bar there. Grabbing some Apple here. Looks like y'all are cooking some IBM up. All right, Tesla on a fade lower. All right, TP some Apple there. IBM, y'all are cooking some IBM up. IMB, IBM, ABC. Nice. Very nice. Great success. That was easy. We could TP some Apple. Nothing crazy. A little sense here. All right, I got spies trying to pop there. I'm just going to blindly buy calls in Tesla. I don't even give a fuck. I got money to risk, baby. No, I'm just kidding, but not really kidding. All right, TP some Apple. TP some Apple. TP some IBM. Uh-oh. He's about to say it. He's about to say it. He's about to say it. Don't forget to bring a towel. Okay. You smash MU, you got SPYs, clip up. IBM, clip up. Teams on that. PLTR, I'm sure too. Waluigi, Mark Wahlberg. I mentioned it here, but I went with Apple. But MU, if you took MU on that pullback into VWAP, you can TP towel it. Okay. New high fix in here. I'm just going to lock in some SPYs here. Apple. Apple, we got a TP. I'm locking in some SPYs here. Is the S&P futures above its VWAP? Yes or no? Chain. It's on it. It's on it. I might even do tomorrow's expiration for everything. Fuck it. Apple new high, baby. I'll pick up the 41 here on SPYs. Should already be in this. All right, want to call SPYs? We're on the weekly. We're on the VWAP on futures, so we could push back a little bit here. But I'm going to lock in this here at least at a minimum. All right, we got a TP Apple. All right, we just grab this here first. The other account. This is the 741 strike. I might even start to begin to work on tomorrow's already, being Fridays. Assuming this holds decent here, SPYs. All right, Apple new high, got a TP. Let me just wrap some SPYs here real quick. 741 strike. The only caveat on this one is we had that fucking VWAP on futures. Dr. Julie Wood, that's who I do it for. I was hoping you were in here. All right, I knew this was going to pull back on me here. Man, these are printing up that to 220, give or take, man. But fuck, you should not be talking like this. I should not be talking like this, but 50 cents here and there, that means almost nothing to me right now with Tesla fucking ripping like 10 points. The stimulation is definitely different. So, but this, 18, 20 cents here is actually a legit, that's legit fucking movement, man. I should be TPing a bit better, but Tesla just completely made pennies seem less than pennies. Anyways, talking to myself. We got SPYs. Jose Olivia. The SPY for today or tomorrow. SPY is forever. Let's go, bro. You could do either, Bob. Today, maybe a little bit later, it'd be better to maybe do next day expiration. We still have this, nice positive COG yesterday, right? But we have a mid gap down here today. And so, I elected to do at least minimum today's for now. And, maybe later in the day when we get some, we're about to get the first kind of 30-minute bar print now, at least at a minimum, to give us some kind of information more as well. All right, but so I went with today's for now, but definitely even tomorrow's on the radar. But it's still super early. So, like for example, like what if we do kind of swipe down, Okay, and maybe the bullish trade that I just got in on SPY, gets stopped out, rightfully so, right, or wrongfully so, right? And I should be stopping out, rightfully so, as it's wrong. And we G trap lower down here, right? Right, and if that's the case, that could happen, right? And that could completely change the the way that I would deploy maybe at tomorrow's expiration, if that makes sense. You got VIX on lows here. I'm gonna grab some more here on this. I'm gonna add the SPYs here. Already have it open right here, baby. I just add it to SPYs. It's not closed yet in terms of a COG on the 2-minute. AVGO fixing to make it equal to high there. Let's make sure we get some TPs up here. AVGO, Joe Frank TP. Google setting up something there. All right, we're trying to reclaim VWAP here on futures. Could be a quick little scalp play here, potentially. If wrong, keep it tight here. Pick up a couple contracts here. I'm not even position sizing this correctly. Uh, 25, 74, 24. All right, long S&P futures, long SPYs. I got some TPs up here on the SPY. All right, and then am I wrong? I'll put one limit. $74.45. All right, TP. So I'll limit here at 74.47. All right, it came up into a couple limits here. Let me take some profit on the other account here too. Tesla almost gap filled. Thank you, anchors. Just TPing some of these calls here. AVGO new high. Thank you, Bobby. I gotta actually look at that right now, my friend, brother. Not my friend. That's my brother right there, man. Some mags are up, some mags are down. So what the team is asking right now, because these folks are beasts these days here at Phantoms, because we're actually legit and not trying to fuck people over and actually training people the right way. But anyways, yeah, it starts out at 25. There's still that massive GIM above us, team. Okay, team. So yeah. So that's why, even, I was mentioning here on one of the trades, this might not seem like a lot here, but, you have to trade the chart. And so we have some stuff above on the GIM. All right, so, I was adding, take some profit, take some profit, take some profit. We'd have to get through and absorb that. All right, so it starts at 25. Kind of lightened up on the 45, but it's still there, so I'll still keep that. And I think on SPX, right? On SPX, just hit the gap. I got to see that real quick. On SPX itself, right? I drew there's the 25 handle, right? All right, first 30-minute bar in, a bit of a hammer, so green bar lean against here. So there's some overhead shit here. Gamma shit. All right, see that? Almost to the T there. All right, always account for a VWAP test. 74, 73.90, you had that positive gamma. So, which is still there. We got a little, another, looks like somebody bought some puts. So that 7,400 is still there. So we're still pinched between that 73.25 and 7,400, 7,490. Essentially gamma sandwich. All right, we got VIX somewhat on lows. Oof, I'm hoping y'all dumped some Tesla there. I'm still in, but I got some size. I've laid out some size there, so oof. Got lucky. Amazon no fall through. The mags are kind of creeping. Let me see. This is a slight add. I want to see it come down to VWAP. Well, you kind of almost don't want to have that happen, but the 740, 741 would be somewhat decent. I mean, you could put some limit orders in here. This is the 741. If we come lower, you might want to maybe roll maybe to the 740, I will say, though. If you wanted to add to this, it's not the greatest level. We get the positive GIM above, as the team is kind of mentioning there. Yeah, I'm going to look at Tesla in a moment. I might just look at going tomorrow's Friday's expiration, and This is the 40. You could potentially put a limit order in here, like $1.70. This is the 740 strike call in the event that we kind of snag a bit lower. This is the 740 strike call. All right, so if we in other words, if the S&Ps kind of come down, trickle down here a bit, then that would add into that. That would trickle into the 740 strike. But you can see the S&P is trying to catch a bid here, man. So I'll just add to this one here just to keep it simple. I'm adding to the 741, which is one that we're already in. I already got the options trade open here. It's going to be simple. Again, we could pull down a bit. We got massive gamma above, okay? So we have to be cautious with this. All right, added. Yep, I just saw that too, Apple. All right, so if we get any kind of pop, we got a TP, right, team? Right, massive gamma above there. All right. We got a positive COG kind of officially here. All right, Tesla. Am I wrong? Apple VWAP test. Ooh, I see orange. Yeah, this is good job, anchors. We have a hammer here. All right, so this is what does the everything Tesla laid out here? What we might want to do here, team, is maybe later. All right, I want to be extremely definitive and objective on this. Two things. This is an area, decent area. We got this month's VWAP hovering right over here. This is a, this is a key level. If you look at the monthly. Okay, so check this out. It's the 21st, right? Why is that important? Well, looking at the monthly right now, we still have a day and a whole week. Monday's a holiday, right? And if I look at the monthly chart right now for a moment here. So a slight little teaching moment here for you YouTubes. If I look at the monthly here, here's where we opened up the month. Now, last month over here, we had a doji bar, wick down here, great, wick up here. This is going to be last month's high. This is this month's right now, but we're not done yet of May. We still have a week and a day. Okay. Now, this is the last month's high. This is another monthly high here. There's another monthly high there, another monthly high there, and then we have the all-time high, which is right there. Okay, and I just kind of kept these breaks over here because we have, this is the, if I move this line over, right, for the year, that's the all-time high right there. I just kept the prior 2024 high there, I got the 2025 high there, just kind of put a line there, and I broke that line, just to know that's kind of a retestable on the other side. Okay, but the 2026 all-time high is right there. Okay, now why do I say this? Well, going back to the current price here right now, right, you can see SPYs are dropping here, right? So kind of expected. And these 740s got filled. Okay, let me grab this in the other account here real quick. This is SPY. Just change the chain. What is this? 740 strike. Let's see. All right, so filled this. This drop's expected. We'll see. Haven't really snapped anything to the above just yet. Apple. I'll probably just get out of Apple there. Come on, this thing's acting slow. What days are you on here live? Tuesday, Thursdays on YouTube. This thing's acting really slow. Just trying to make a quick note here. All right, these S&P futures got stopped out. No fall through so far. Are you watching for SPY calls? I just filled a 740. I just filled a 740 strike down here. On SPYs. On this VWAP test here. Where is all right, choppy. But I added, okay, the reason why I came back over here is because I'm still in those 741s, and I just added, this would be the last, this kind of last hoorah here. Okay, the bulls would have to kind of pick this back up intraday for this to kind of work out. All right, so this is where this bot call. Well, we're working on the 41s strike, right? We got in here, TP'd, and then just recently, right now, I just snagged into on this drop. I just snagged into the 740. All right, and we'll see. First 3-minute bot print. Still inside of that. All right, so I kept it tight in futures. I could be a little bit more lenient here in options. All right, the 740, essentially about, because I had mentioned put a limit in at 170, so that's what I'm tracking here. All right, that's the 740, and then this is the 7. And if we're wrong on these, we just have to cut these, right? This is the 741 here. All right, floating down. All right, we'll see. I mentioned that positive gamma above. Now, think about this 7400s. We have this negative 7405 right there too, so that's putting some pressure on this here. It's a little bit of a battle. Right, see how this is to the left, that's negative. This is to the right, that's positive gamma. All right, but We have some bought puts on, which is providing negative gamma as market makers have sold those puts. All right, so we'll see. Now, in Tesla, that's what I was kind of mentioning here. So we just have to be a bit cautious on that, right? We haven't snapped view up yet, but it is a little airy here with the 7,400 here. It's interesting. The negative gamma outweighs a bit of the positive here, so that might not be great for bulls. All right, kind of an annoying spot, I will say. All right, we're snapping down. Kind of an annoying spot. Why is this not giving me more data? Come on. Nice Tesla new low. The 90 kind of went away. We got Q's new lows. So yeah, we got to decrease some size on SPYs here. So this is the snapping. 741s. So yeah, I got to cut these, okay, team? 741s out. All right, let's snap these 741s out. Loss here. We got some give back. Positive gamma above there. Couldn't get. All right, Tesla's actually. So yeah, I know Dylan, you keep asking about Tesla. I got you covered right now, buddy. Got some risk on, right? So I gotta just stay focused here on that stop loss. Keep us good here. Nasdaq took a nice little clip lower, I will say. I'm keeping, at least for now, the 740 roll. Okay, at least for now. Okay, I'm keeping this at least until further notice. Okay, we want to see it's like a quick new low swipe at the 7,400 on SPX. Okay. Keeping this, okay, for now. We'll see. Keeping this on a tight leash, however, I will say. All right. We dumped some size up there today, Luke. Well, at least I did. You know, we had a beautiful, you know, gap up, rip up off open. And so up here on Tesla's, we were talking about, we gapped up, cleared this daily high here. Then we moved up. I had 425 and 428 as some supply levels up here. So this is where we dumped. We dumped here. Now, I'm personally still in these contracts. And this is what I wanted to get to here, right, as well. So this is what we're talking about on the monthly with Tesla here, right? And so with Tesla, these, right, we still have, and this is what I was mentioning earlier, that we still have another week and a day, right, before the monthly candle closes here, right? Now, last month was a bit of a doji here. And so if you notice how we would still have to, the price would have to kind of remain above this last month's high, which is April's high, price point 40928. Do you see that previous monthly high here that we kind of broke? Okay, we even broke this monthly high, swiped all the way up here. Okay, and then we're coming back down here and retesting. So this 409 on Tesla, okay, is going to be the previous monthly high that markets or that Tesla would need to remain above to have potentially what's called a positive COG, or a green bar taking out. It's not a red bar, but this is the prior red bar right here too. Preferably, I like to have it still above this 417 here as well. Okay, does that make sense? Now this is next week, okay, where we're going to be closing this monthly bar. Okay, now we're still trading above that right now so far. Okay, but if I do drop down to say a daily time frame here, we have this. If you remember from what we were talking about earlier on Tesla, where we had this basic impulse level of demand here, and we have the 200 period moving average here, right? You have the 20, or we sort of kind of mentioned that, right? And so we dropped down to the smaller time frame. Okay, and we found that basic impulse on a 60-minute time frame here. Okay, and that's old now, right? And that's what we just dumped here. So we got long here. We even added yesterday. We TP'd. Now we're breaking back down here, but we're still coming back into the retest areas here. Okay, so I still want to see this whole quote unquote morning star formation hold. Now coming back down into at or around this 410 into yesterday's low at 406. This is still going to be fairly decent, as that price point on the monthlies is roughly about the 408. Okay, 406, right? So again, we're not closed yet. It's only 10:30, right, Eastern. Okay, so if I drop down to a 1 hour time frame here, we're actually entering into kind of what I wanted to look for here. Okay, at least some kind of demand zone here. We're kind of entering it right now. It's not the greatest level of demand, I will say. It's not closed yet. A lot of time spent here. So let's see if we can maybe get some refinement here. The mortgage gap for Tesla is on yearly VWAP. I don't know which one you're looking at, anchors. What day? Let's see. So this is kind of all trash here. I mean, maybe this last month's high 409 tag here. I already got tested, but we got a monthly here. All right, so I'm going to price, if we get down to 410 on Tesla, down to 406, what does this look like here? I got clipped on SPY. I bought two close to positive gamma above. Shout out Bobby Malika. Got market maker dumped on. It's all good. We're not done yet, baby. On those. So let me see what I say. Shit, I'll even do 411. 411 to 406. So if let's look at we're not going to get to, so there's going to be some supply here. So if we get down to 4010 here, or this whole kind of area here, I wouldn't want to be too far. Maybe the 420 again, maybe 420 strike. Maybe add to the 420 potentially. Right, so this is going for about 3. pulled back a lot. Hopefully I'll take profit. Majority decent. I'll be able to get back into these here. If you get down to 411 or 420, this will be about maybe $100 cheaper, give or take. If that fills today, you're probably looking at an engagement about maybe another maybe 220. Re-engage it again. I'm already in these at 3 sub 3 something, right? You might be able to grab these for about 220. This is the 420 strike call, but this is conditioned if we get down into the 411 stock price. All right, that would be you buy the 420 call if we get down to the 410, 411. Good job, T Wayne. Google making a gun. All SPYs did is just retest the opening day's print low. Google yesterday low swiped. Google long call. You might even want to do Google tomorrow's expiration date. Well, we have to because it's the only thing we got. There's no zeros. DTEs. Shit, you can pick up the 385, pick up the 387.5. Any one of these are good to go here. All right, pick up the 387.5 here. Tomorrow's expo. This is Googs. Sneaky little play here. Tomorrow's expiration date, 387.5. Sutton, Kimberly Sutton. Let's go, Kim. I'm going to calculate some Visa. What? I'm going to calculate those Tesla calls for next week's expiration. Mr. President, I'm tired of winning. I fucking bought SPYs into a market maker positive gamma node and got smacked a little bit there. So, fuck, man. I'll tell you about my losers before my winners. That's just the way I am. This is Goog, right? So out of everything that's happening today, just me personally, yeah, great. You nailed Tesla, fucking blew it up in a good way. I'm like, fuck, man, but I bought SPYs on highs at positive gamma. Fuck. It's like, yeah, okay, you lost a point or two. It's like, all right, but you still, it's like, no, man, why the fuck did I buy up there on the high side for positive gamma? Right? So, anyways, there's Googs. Good job, Kim Sutton. Bro, Anchors, you're like, calm down, bro. You're so insane about Tesla at the moment. Like, relax, brother. Relax. It's just fucking demand supply. Relax. Are you thinking? I don't think, bro. Are you thinking Tesla might pull back that far? Who the fuck knows, man? But be prepared if it does. Right? Does that make sense? Be prepared if it does. You could TP a little bit of some Google here if you wanted to already, just real quick. Relax, bro. Relax, Anchors, man. Relax, bro. Take a deep breath. You think it's going to get down there? I don't know. Just we're prepared for it. It's a level of demand. We prepare for it, man. Y'all be fucking anxious. Y'all need some fucking... Don't do drugs, man. But damn, take some fucking Xanax or some shit. Chill out. Relax. Y'all are so fucking insane. Fucking chill, bro. Yes, I'll look at the 29th for you. I mentioned that, brother. There's other setups here too. Google just hit a setup, trying to trade live, trying to do this, trying to do that. Stick with me. Stick with me. Trying to stay in tune to the markets. Bro's like, Tesla, 28. Should I do this? Should I blue? Should I get in? Should I get out? Should I get in? What do you think? Do you think I'll do this? Do you think I'll go up? Do you think I'll go down? Do you think I'll get to this level? Do you think, what the fuck? Chill out, you fucking crackhead. Chill the fuck out, bro. Chill out. Relax, man. That emotion is killing you. That emotion, that fucking crackhead ass energy is killing you, bro. Relax your ass. Fucking sound like a fucking crackhead, man. Fucking fiending for a fucking demand level, bro. TP some Google. Fucking, he's a young kid. He's good. He's gonna be a goat. Anchors. I got you, bro. TP some Googs. I got a gap fill here. Bro's about to have a fucking heart attack at fucking 19 years old, bro. All right. Okay, so trying to work on Tesla here, right? So, nice little Google play there. Good job, Kim. All right, back to Tesla, anchors and team, right? So this is tomorrow's expiration, right? And so, and that's the thing. Are we going to get down there? That is a valid question there, right? The question is, are we going to get down there? So the answer to that is, who knows? And what we got to do is you could prepare, right? You could prepare to put a limit order there. Okay, so you can literally just put in a $220 limit in on that. Okay, yes, right now it looks like it might not want to get down there and potentially respect this demand zone, which it absolutely could. Okay, it absolutely could. Don't get me wrong. Now, the thing about this is, if you're flat right now, I'm already in it still. So, I could potentially just add it to what I got on in there, but I wanted to see if we could potentially get down there. Now, if we do get down here, what I could do is, instead of, because let me put an expiration date on this. This is going to be, this is for Friday's expiration date, right? All right. Now, if we get down here, right, essentially the 410 to the 406 area. I think I started at 411. If I open up, I think anchors was on the 29th, so he's going out to next week, which is fairly decent here, right? Especially for a swing. All right, so even for a swing, we hypothetically got down here because I'll price those out. And I still wouldn't want to be, even for next round, I still would not want to be too far away from the 425 handle in terms of strike. So let's just see what that looks like. Maybe the most I go maybe like a 430. Maybe let's see if maybe 425 half. All right, but if I uncheck this and only check this is going for $6 now. But if we get down to 411, this will become about $1.40 cheaper, give or take. So you might be able to get these for about like maybe 460. All right. If it got down to the deeper into, the 406, because, right now, Tesla condition, overall, monthly, weekly, and daily, it's still holding the monthly higher high, higher low sequence here. As you can see, this is the pullback, okay, into the, I was fucking hoping that it just cut down. Please, come on, man. Jeez. Damn it, man. I was so fucking ready. Annoying. I've been missing a lot of shit lately by just a little bit. Anyways, well, great. Okay, this is a correctional move. Okay, impulsion, new high, correctional move. There goes red bar down in the location. Kind of swipe down in here, hoping that it got lower there in the September low with the market September low. That's kind of what I was waiting for. You got the doji that we already kind of spoke about. This month what we need to hold and reclaim here. Okay, now the 406 is this daily low here. Okay, so again, this is that kind of morning star here. And remember, Dylan Akers, a mortgage gap is, I would recommend to watch the recording again, because a mortgage gap is a red bar full body close gap up, or a green bar full body close gap down. Okay, yearly view up on Tesla is about right here. Right here. All right, so this is yearly view up, that right there. So I don't really know what you were mentioning here on the mortgage gap. This is a move down, gap down, not a bit of a novice red bar down, gap down here. And this is a hammer bar and then gap up. So it's a bit of a morning star, what's called an island gap off of VWAP here. Right, in order for this to be a mortgage gap, this would have been a full red bar down here, closed red body, and then gap up above it next day. So if that hammer was a red bar full close there, that would be a mortgage gap here. But this is still going to be a beautiful, bull bar up, gap up. That's the morning star gap. All right, that's what we were talking about. All right. Anyways, if we were to get down into that area there, oh well, I was mentioning how Tesla's, still holding somewhat up. Okay, on the weekly, it's been a bit. We swiped this, just cleared all this kind of bullshit mess here. And so it's very, what's the word? Kind of wide range whipsaw-ish. Okay, if that's the proper word, I guess, whipsaw. So very whipsaw right now. So this is when you want to focus on a bit more of quote unquote the extremes. Okay, so monthly, weekly, daily highs and lows, etc. So this is why I have the monthly, what I just mentioned there. I prefaced all of this. Okay, we have to hold above these areas here, right? Is preferably at least the 409, okay, which is going to be the prior month's high in order for that to remain inside of a positive COG in the monthly, which will be closed next week. Okay, so this is why potentially would be, patiently waiting to have some kind of monthly association. Okay, we broke it over here. Okay, we snapped it. And we'd be on the other side here. Okay, to see if we can get some bullishness to hold that monthly up. Okay, so if you're looking at next Friday's expiration, this is going to be this Friday. Let me just put the date of going to be 5/22. This is the 420 strike, roughly speaking, about $220 per contract. Okay, now I'm going to copy and paste this because if you're looking to do potentially next Friday's expiration, indexes are so fucking annoying right now, which would be the 29th. If it got down to 411 today, it'd be roughly about 460. For the 427 half strike. $462, if it got down to roughly speaking at or around 406-ish, it'll become from 460, it'll be maybe another 130 less. So about 325. Not bad. Actually, we can get these for 325. Not bad. All right, that's Friday's expiration 427 strike. Next Friday, the limits would be roughly speaking in between 460 to 325. All right, IBM indeed Cook, and the team was on that, baby. Let's go. Good job, team. Fuck, man, I needed that. I own this stock. Killed it. Still have it on, of course, but I needed that, man. Good job, team. Breakaway gap, baby. What is it? Yeah, computing. What the fuck? AI. What is it? Computing. IBM. What the fuck are they talking about today on Bloomberg, y'all? Hypercomputing, whatever the fuck, I forget. Nah, you're good, Anchor. I'm not tweaking out, brother. I'm not good. Just I got a lot of in my brain. I got a lot of open tabs, man. I'm trading live. I'm working with y'all, trying to manage trades, trying to always keep an eye on new trades. It's a lot to manage, right? So, and today's a bit of a busy day, so got some good setups, decent little setups. Indexes suck. But at the moment, but just multitasking, baby. All right, now maybe you don't want to go all the way out till next Friday potentially, which is okay. Because Tesla has Monday, Wednesday, Friday expos, right? Monday's a holiday, right? Boring. And so they got the 26th. Okay, they do have the 26th. I still want to maybe give it another day. Maybe if I go to the 27th, which is next Wednesday. Quantum. Mark Wahlberg. Thanks, bro. Quantum. That was funny. Yes, quantum. So if we went out to next Wednesday, still same thing, 411, 406. All right. IBM did cook. Good job, team. Mark Wahlberg is a pro trader, man. That's Waluigi here. Quantum. Do I make you horny, baby? Let's be mature. Not. Come on, where the fuck is Tesla? Let's see. Could probably get the 425 on this one. And so if we got down sub 411, 406, this would be about 100 to maybe $200 cheaper. For what? For the 425 strike. May 27th, next Wednesday expiration. All right, so these are going for about 485 right now. They will become about 100 and maybe $10 cheaper, which brings us to about 375 in terms of premium. Make a note of that. And that's the thing. It might not get down there. We are at a demand level right now. So could you get in right now? Yes. If then you'd be engaged. If this just is a dead cat bounce here, we have an impulse. This is still a corrective wave structure here. We swipe down. Well, if you get long here off this level, or kind of close to this level here, well, you don't get mad or upset that if it does drop down on you, and you could have got a better fill for better strikes down here. Okay, so this is what you have to do. You kind of pick your poison. Got the S&Ps. Okay, can't reclaim back up. Get a little more heavier here. So the market's telling us a bit here that this might want to come back down here. Okay, does that make sense? Might have to cut these spot calls. Okay, is this making some sense? All right. And so if you got in here, all right, well, it might go against you a bit there. That level is a lot of time spent there. We had a big move up. Not get me wrong. Yesterday, a decent little move there. Closed. Ding ding. That was like the last 10 minutes. That was just last 10 minutes move up at the end of the day. Close yesterday. A lot of time spent here. Okay, so I want to go down to some monthlies and around some daily lows. We just kind of chatted about that, right? So if you do Wednesday's expiration, so I'm going to copy and paste this. Okay, so what I'm specifically focusing on right now is this line item here, which is going to be Wednesday the 27th expiration. Right? And we drop this down to the 425 strike. And the limits on this is going to be what? Minimum what? Maybe 375. This is a nice little sweet spot. You know, next Wednesday. All right. In the event that we kind of trickle down here. All right. Remember, long day here, two team, right? So I want to get the other lower range. So if we get down into sub, 406, this 375 will even be about another $1.25 cheaper. That's close to, yesterday's low. So this would be about maybe 250 in terms of a ballpark range of what you're looking at in terms of premium price. So you can literally just put in the limit price of the option, right? Like if I wanted to elect to get this Wednesday 425 strike and I wanted to get it on the first tag down into 411, it was like right there, even front running the zone, which is not even the greatest zone, by the way. So you still might even want to look at maybe 410. But if I wanted to say, okay, all right, I'll do this, the 425. I'll take this 425, 27th expiration. Okay, take the 425 strike. This is Wednesday's expiration. Copy this code here. All right, or you can just put a limit in here right here. At 325. Okay, you can do it here. You got the same thing here. 27 May 425 strike call. Right now they're going for 475. You can literally put in a limit 3.75 right there, right? And this is on the order. This is on the analyze tab, so it's not an order bar tab here. I think so. I'm going to right click on this, create duplicate order. Now I just sent it up to the order tab. Make sure my limit is correct here. 375, right? For the Wednesday. Yep, that's the upper end. So that is essentially if we get down to 411 on Tesla down in here. So it's a bit of a front run there. Yeah, it's good. That's good, Anchors, brother. That's good, brother. Keep doing that, brother. Keep doing that. Keep getting good at that, brother. All right, get the limit in there. Boom, bang. All right, that's set in. And I can copy that options code there. And just to show you, got a whole Tesla page here, right? Kind of insane. You'll see here, this is the code that I copied and pasted in a blank manila chart here. All right. And this is the 425 strike call for next Wednesday, the 27th of May expiration. Okay. And the limit order is placed at $3.75 on premium lower down here. So Tesla would have to drop lower in that level as mentioned there. All right, is it going to happen? I don't know. You have to prepare for that. All right, I remember last Tuesday, even Tuesday this week. Okay, I'm not saying this trade is going to work out the exact way that what we were sharing with Tesla long call when we got down to 395. Okay, so you remember on Tuesday, the team and I were mentioning about this 395 Tesla long call. Okay, and we said, okay, put a limit price in down there at 220. Okay, and if we get down there, you'll get filled. Okay, on that limit price of 220. Okay, that got filled. We just took some profit on some of them all the way up here today. Okay, that trade cranked up. Right, I know I owed YouTube a day trade because I think I made a mistake one day on Tesla with you folks. All right, but look at this. Bought these for 220. Okay, these are going all the way up. They got all the way up to $14, team. Okay, so that's fucking insane. All right. In a good way. All right. Yesterday, if you were a Phantom member, we were also, it was funny because, Tesla went against us yesterday and people were, mentioning, I'm not saying this in a bad way. People were like, are you still in? Are you still in? I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm still in. Not only am I still in, we added. So yesterday we picked up a roll ad at 420 long call. Bought these for like $3, give or take. All right, and then these went to 9. So again, Tesla did a nice little setup there. It followed through, great, whatever. You have wins, you have losses. As long as the wins are bigger, losses, lost 3 points, but you gained 10 plus. Okay, that's trading and investing. Anyways, this is going to be kind of a new news cycle here in the event that this works out. Okay, so this is recorded to kind of put a pin on this. All right, so you got this Friday's, tomorrow's going to be a little bit more careful with that one. We got next Wednesday kind of pending limits there, if you will. And then we got all the way till next Friday, potential pending limits is all down in there. Okay, Google new high, baby. You can TP. Wait, so did you add a condition to that limit order or is it price slice? Yeah, great question, Anchors. I already price sliced it already I already price sliced it, right? And so that limit order at 3.75 is already mathematically price sliced for in the event Tesla gets down to 411 today for that Wednesday expiration, 425. Does that make sense? Does that make sense, brother and team? I'm not just talking at Dylan Anchors. And yeah, brother, my personality, sometimes I'm a little bit, I am short. I'm a very short dude. I'm like 5'7", bro. I'm a midget. But, I try to get to questions as best I can. But, just be a little bit patient, man. I got it covered. We got Google new high. Good job, Kim Sutton. He's expiring tomorrow, so you got some flexibility on that to potentially carry over to tomorrow. Google. I wouldn't be surprised if Google smashes a new all-time high tomorrow. Quanticum. If you are a soft person that gets easily sensitive with bad words and shit, Phantoms might not be for you. Trading might not be for you, first and foremost. If you're super sensitive. All right, TP Google. I'm going to carry some of these over for tomorrow on Googs, baby. Yeah, I'm hoping Tesla does kind of, even though I'm still in, I kind of want to recalibrate and refresh. You do not want it to remain down here, though. You'd want a capitulation spike. That's what you'd want here. That's what you would need here. Capitulation spike, quick mean revert, and then balance out. So when I'm already thinking about like the next fucking, like a chess player thinking about the next fucking 10 steps forward, but you need to wait. If this, then that. All right, anyways, I got to take a piss. Google new high, I'm not taking credit on that. That's Kim Sutton. She's a valued Phantom member. A sneaky beast as well. Dear Dyer. Yeah, imagine fucking how weak of a mindset person you have to be. I can't relate. Oh no, somebody's on the internet saying bad words. Oh no. Let me write to my fucking congressman. Nobody gives a fuck, bro. You fucking weirdo. People are fucking easily everybody wants to be a fucking victim, bro. Something. Shut the fuck up. Fucking weak ass society. Anyways, dear diary, somebody was saying bad words on the internet. It made me feel sad. Fucking weak bitch. TP Google. The average person has no balls. And for the ladies, no tits. Oh no, he's talking about the female anatomy. He's misogyny. He's misogynistic. Oh my god, this place is not for me. Phantoms. So if you want to hear a lot of bad words from a guy from New York and Boston, professional trader, go to TradePhantoms.com. Today being the 21st of May, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 hours away from now. If you were to put your name, email, info, number, click attend, I'm not fucking calling you. You'll get registered for a class hosted by Mr. Black and Mr. Green, the Mr. Black, the Mr. Green, beasts, all professional traders here, how markets work. It'll be about a 90-minute, 2-hour class, give or take. And I will show you kind of a little bit about what Phantom is all about from a professional side here. I don't have to say anything. We got professional caliber traders in this room right now at Phantoms. Okay, so these guys and girls have been around for a little while, a couple years in, and they're making dramatic life changes, etc. All right, and teamwork makes the dream work, right? This is not about myself, Mr. Black and Mr. Green. This is we're on a different mission here. Okay, we're sick of the bullshit out there online, so we're giving it to you real. We're giving it to you straight. All right. And some people don't like that, and that's okay, right? What the fuck? I'm not going to sit here and tell you a fucking fairy tale story. Okay, this is a skill set. This is a business. Okay, trading and investing. Okay, you got people out here. This competition team. Okay, so you got this is if you think that this is just going to be, oh yeah, let me just open up a trading account and buy a couple of stocks and I'm going to be a millionaire next year. No, okay, it's possible. Okay, but most people are not going to get it to that point. This is going to be a skill set that you need to learn and develop. Okay, anybody can get lucky on one kind of stock trade, right? But the question is, are you consistently going to be able to pull and extract money out consistently? Okay, as a top career. Okay. Anyways, that said, we're not for everybody and everybody's not for us. Preferably more serious people. All right, and we have some fun, make a joke. There's bad words here and there. But at the end of the day, team, right? We get to work. When that bell rings, man, we're locked the fuck in. Okay, and try to set us up for the best opportunity to put ourselves in the best position to keep it low risk and high reward. Okay. That said, I'm out. God bless. Today's Thursday, so we got Thunder Thursdays. I'll see some of y'all Phantoms members tonight in the options class. God willing, hopefully live storm's working, internet's working, all that. I'm ready to go, and so I'm going to tighten up a couple things here personally for myself in the accounts, and I'll see y'all later today, potentially tomorrow being Friday. We'll close up the week. Make sure we clean house before the holiday weekend. God bless. Blue out.